Okay, Fox 61 by Carrier Kitchen time, and I'm thrilled about this one for a couple of reasons. First, we get to meet the crazies. Crazy Chef of the Year?
Yeah.
Connecticut Restaurant Association, one of them. Emily Migrone, you have kind of built a dynasty in New Haven in just the last couple of years. First of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. Delighted to
Thanks
have
for
you
having
here.
me.
Tavern on State opened up how many years ago?
3 years ago in June of 2019.
And just blew the roof off the joint from the get-go. And getting such rave reviews. I've been there. It's wonderful. And then you went to Provisions on State, right down the street, which is one part deli, one part provisions, but all parts fun.
Yes. And mostly butcher. That's our focus. So that was an interesting pivot for us when COVID started.
Yeah.
We always wanted to open the second restaurant, which we now have.
Right.
But Tavern was open about 6 months, and then the pandemic started.
Yeah, good timing.
Yeah.
Now, way to time that.
Exactly.
Because she had something to do with that. The new place, and this is what we're talking about, it's been open for about 3 weeks. This is a Fair Haven Oyster Company, right on the Quinnipiac River, the Q River. And I'm excited about this because, Fair Haven is like an undiscovered jewel, I think. There's so many great restaurants. The ethnic diversity is tremendous. And you're going to help revitalize that, right?
Absolutely.
Good.
We have a beautiful little restaurant on the waterfront right in the Quinnipiac River Marina. Seafood focused, obviously. There's so many great local resources providing that seafood. So we're just happy to be part of it.
And we're doing some stuffed clams, which I got to tell you, of all the clams I've eaten at home, and I steam clams all the time, but I never think to stuff them.
Yeah.
So this is easy. Go to work here.
So these are our beautiful seafood stuffed clams. I have a dish prepared there for you and another one in the oven.
Oh, I'll eat those. Go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, they are seafood stuffed clams with shrimp and nduja. And nduja is a salumi paste with Calabrian chilies from Italy.
Where are you going to find that?
Here.
Italian grocers?
Provisions.
Provisions has it. Yes, but if you're not going to Provision, you'll also your fine Italian food stores, right?
Exactly.
Yes, there are a couple of those. I've never. What's it called again?
Nduja. It's apostrophe N-D-U-J-A.
I have never seen that before in my life.
The way I describe it to people who've never heard of it, it's like spreadable pepperoni, and it's really delicious.
How have I missed that? I could just squirt it in my mouth, pepperoni sounds good. All right, so you've got looks like the holy trinity there of celery and onions and no pepper, so it's not New Orleans, but you've added already a little bit of shrimp.
Yep. So I took a couple shortcuts in lieu of time with the segment today.
Of course.
Normally at the restaurant, I will sweat onions, garlic, celery, and then put some raw shrimp in there and get a nice pan jus, which will be dumped into my clam stuffing.
Right.
So what you can see here is I've already steamed open some clams.
There you go.
What we're going to do is pull the meat out of the clam.
Where are you getting these clams from?
Those clams are from my seafood distributor, Pagano's, which are
but where?
From Cops Island.
Cops Island. There we go. Oh, they love them out there. Okay, so you're gonna cut them up, and we don't lose that.
Yep.
Lose
so I pulled the meat out of the clam here. I'm just gonna lightly chop it, and then add it to my bowl over there with the rest of the ingredients that are in the pan.
Okay.
And I like to use panko breadcrumbs when I do the clam stuffing, but you can also use stale bread. That's a great way to cross-utilize and have no waste there. So I'm just going to toss these in.
Okay, we're down to 90 seconds. So,
all right.
So let's, I know you could do everything in 90 seconds over there. What's it like being recognized as a Chef of the Year in Connecticut? Because you've learned under the best. You've worked with a tremendous list of great chefs, but now you clearly learned well. What's it like?
It's amazing, especially being the first woman to do it.
Yeah.
After working under these powerful chefs in the state, all of which were men.
Right. Yeah.
I took everything I could and then applied my own values and skill sets and made a name for myself.
I love that.
My own way.
You really are a success story in so many ways, which is great. Which is why we want to see everyone at Fair Haven Oyster Company, right there on the water.
Yep.
So again, we fix.
So I got the stuffing here, and I'm going to go to the oven. I have some clams just ready to come out here.
How long in the oven at 425?
About 6 to 8 minutes, just until you get a nice brown crust on top.
Oh my gosh.
So one quick note, just to rewind a bit. After you pull the meat out of the clam, we mix the stuffing in the bowl. You put the stuffing right back into the clam. And the best part about this is, if you notice it's too dry from the breadcrumbs, you can always add more of the juice from the pan.
Sure.
Just want to make sure it makes a nice, like, kind of ball.
Which is always my problem when I'm making everything from meatballs to anything regarding breading, because if you have too much, you can add to it. If you have too little, then you're fine too.
Exactly.
There you
can
go.
always adjust. So just don't be afraid to adjust the recipe as you're making it.
Emily Migrone, would you come back like every week?
Okay.
All right. We'll just book it like that. Emily Migrone, Fair Haven Oyster Company. Go check it out. Only been open for 3 weeks in the Fair Haven section of New Haven. And then when you're done there, go spin by Provisions and Tavern on State, because they are fantastic restaurants.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Recipe will be online at fox61.com. We'll be back with more than 10 o'clock edition of the Fox 61 Morning News coming up next.